Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters. Now, you might be wondering, how do I top last night with a colossal street jam type of place I was here in the Big Apple, not too far from Midtown Manhattan, the Gramercy Theater, literally prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Yours truly got a chance to see the band that came on here and made Sportzwire Radio what it is today, where it's all music and all wrestling matters. The legendary King's X were celebrating their 45-year anniversary. Well, I'm going to top it for you tonight because this man, well, he's got some colossal street jam type of announcements here. Some of which will definitely be some ear candy for you. It definitely won't go over your head because he is going to talk about coming up here just now in a matter of days. The biggest day of his life, figuratively and literally, not just, well, in his real life, but also in a wrestling ring. I'll talk about that Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. We're going to talk about another big super show here, which I'm very excited about. The Best in the Yard, where the winner in his match that we're going to talk about for our guest is the Dawn's March. I'll explain it. I'll also talk about he wrestled a guy who's everybody knows as the Blaze. We'll talk about that, but also then there's this other guy who last week came on here, whose last name is also Blaze, can't wrestle in a match to decide a Medal of Honor, where we're supposed to be who's the greatest traveling underground wrestler against a real raw energy. And maybe our guest right now will give us some real raw energy and explain it. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about, well, his return to the trampoline against a guy that, well, everybody knows is, well, not related to Christopher Reeves, but his last name is Reeves, but his first name's Maxwell. We'll talk about that from what we saw a few months ago in BCW. We'll also talk about maybe what is the future for our guest here in DBW, as DBW has been awfully quiet, but I think that's going to change here later. Trust me on that. It'll definitely change. Plus, who knows whoever else will be here. Now, I know our guest has been here many, many times, and I've even got a little surprise for our guest. No, he's not going to get somebody on here like from the Dawn's March like Silas Walker did in the past. No, he's not going to get somebody on here quite and just, talk about how they want to be in this match and in that match. I got something for him. It's his own little gift. But before we get there, because I see the chat is here, and he's now grown his hair almost full length since the first time I saw him famously on this platform, and I'm sure his better half is happy about that. But nevertheless, in the famous words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, and start this show off in style, because I turned down a nice meal in Midtown Manhattan with my buddy Steven Saperstein for this one here, because my big bucks could have afforded that, but this man deserves all our big bucks because he's getting married, and he deserves this introduction, which we're about to give him here on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with that, wait for it. Further ado, here on the Sports Report, the number one global sports show, a man that looks to set a new pace in the underground wrestling circuit for holding the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. You have seen him in places like DBW, VTW, and even BCW. That's a lot of W's, but he'll be winning in a matter of days when he gets married to his better half, the lovely Janie. His name is simply put, the Big Time Billionaire Wakefield! The soon-to-be married man is here! My friend, how are we doing?
Oh man, I'm doing amazing. I'm in my new place. The first time that I've been at my new place with Sportswire. It's a
Looks
great
great,
night.
by the way. You've been here
Thank
before,
you.
and it looked like you were stuffed in like an attic
Yeah,
or a
I'm
studio.
now I'm now more open. It's a lot more open now. So I'm really glad to be here, and I'm really excited to share what we have in store for the
Oh,
wedding
we got a lot to
invitational.
talk about here. We have a lot to talk about, and enjoying your final days as a bachelor, or maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's been very busy and very stressful, but we're getting through it, and it's been great so far.
Well, and count the days, but you are doing that here, and I'll leave that at that. I got something for you later on, but let's talk about it because there is a lot to get into here, and I see the chat has arrived. For those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform, you Chase Wakefield, VTW, DBW, BCW. Yeah, I'll say it, and all the great other things you've been a part of, such as Best in the Yard and the soon-to-be Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational, which you can tell us a bit about here right now as we're coming down the finish line. And what can
Oh,
we expect from that Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational, sir?
so as some know, it's been a little bit of a rocky road when it comes to this show, and I'll be completely transparent with everything. And there has been a couple of cancellations, some to
Mm-hmm.
travel restrictions, other personal, but I always try to have a plan B for every single match, and I do have plan Bs for every single match. So when it comes to this is also another reason why you haven't seen the social media very active is we're planning to essentially build and get all the promos and hype out after we film it. So instead of, for example, if Mike Damage couldn't make it, which sadly he cannot make it,
Yeah.
um, we would have all these promos uploaded, but then be like, oh, he's not gonna be able to be there. So we're just gonna kind of put the brakes on promoting everything and wait until everything gets filmed, and then you guys will see a stream of content.
Okay, so basically, you've come on here for the better part of a year,
Yep.
hyping up this show, and we've got a lot of great stuff. I have no doubt. And maybe this is the right strategy. Instead of telling us this, telling us that, well, when it eventually gets released to YouTube and we talk about all these great matches, maybe see some of those surprises or maybe see some of those new changes that are going to take place. And I would even venture to say, Mr. Wakefield, that what we're going to see coming up here and these new changes, these different matches that were compared to what we originally announced on this platform and other places might even make it a better show.
I will say this, definitely when it comes to the show, you never know who's gonna show up, essentially. It's almost like the start of Pawn Stars. You never know who's gonna come through that door. It's exactly like this with this show.
That's it, man. Listen, you know what? Listen, life is like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump used to
Yep.
always say it, and it reminds me of when I was a kid growing up in Brooklyn, and we would play in the street. Yeah, no kids play in the street now, but we played in
Hmm.
the street. We would play wiffle ball and other things, and sometimes we had the whole block, which could have been 10, 12 kids, and then there were other times you said, yeah, I'm going to come out and play, and I would be waiting there, and I'd be ready at 11
And
o'clock
just
in the
didn't show
morning,
up.
and they didn't show up. So you know what? That happens. A card subject to change, but
Yep.
there is something, though, that I do want to talk about, get your reactions to. This is a man that you wrestled a few months back, and that is Mr. Aaron Blaze, the headline Aaron Blaze. We're going to talk about that other Blaze you wrestled in a little while, but he obviously announced here on this platform that unfortunately he is out of action, and he's not going to be taking part in the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitation. And he was supposed to wrestle the real Raw Energy, D'Angelo the Flame, and D'Angelo was here, and these two men have confronted each other on this platform, and they were competing for this Medal of Honor, which in a way was kind of almost to symbolize who was the best traveling wrestler, maybe the most prolific traveling wrestler here in the underground wrestling circuit. I wanted to get your thoughts on Aaron Blaze, because you wrestled him. You wrestled him in DBW not too long ago, and your reactions on Mr. Blaze no longer taking part in your show because of injury, and where does that leave us in the Medal of Honor?
Man, once I found out the news, I'm in really close connections with Aaron Blaze. We always talk all the time. So I found out about his injury as soon as it happened. And he's like, look, man, it might be still a possibility of me making it. I just had to go through these appointments, through therapy. And unfortunately, his injury did not heal fast enough.
I saw it on Instagram. His story, he posted it, yeah.
We could see D'Angelo Flame versus Aaron Blaze in the future, but unfortunately it is not for the Wedding Invitational. So D'Angelo Flame will face someone for the Medal of Honor, but it's going to be more or less a kind of like an open challenge. We're kind of putting one open challenge to a different person. Instead of Aaron Jones, it's now LaFlame.
A few minutes ago, the smart strategy now is, listen, things happen. This is how it goes. And when we get to watch it on YouTube, whenever that'll take place, could be a month from now, could be 2 months from now, whenever that happens, we'll get a chance to see it. And obviously you'll come on here in prime time on the Brightest Lights, the biggest stage, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, I do agree with you, for a few minutes talking about Aaron. Obviously, Aaron Blaze, anytime he's out there, anytime he comes on this platform or on social media, people talk about him. And it's definitely a blow. You got a chance to compete against him. I'll put that match up in a few minutes, but I think definitely it's a blow for just fans of ours on this platform, and certainly across the underground wrestling circuit, that we're not going to see for now Aaron Blaze and D'Angelo Flame, because really this is a match that's been hyped up even before your show. I remember when they first came on the platform here in May. We're talking 15 months that these guys have been going at it.
Back and forth, yeah. So it is very unfortunate, and I'm really excited to see who D'Angelo will face at the Wedding Invitational. But there is some positives to this, and I have right behind me the brand new Medal of Honor.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be glad to show it right now.
I put the camera angle even wider for you so we can get exactly that angle in, sir. But
before we do that, I took a little, I sat down, I looked at many medal making websites, and a lot of them want it in bulk, and I can't do it in bulk. I only want one.
Well, if you needed a medal, I mean, I was there at the Gramercy Theater yesterday. I could have asked King's X. They do have,
you could have, but then it got me to thinking, why not have it a medal, but a trophy?
Oh, well, who doesn't like a trophy? I mean, listen, that's...
So, instead of the Medal of Honor, it will be the Trophy of Honor. And let me pull it out here.
Wow, whoa! I tell you what, that almost looks like winning the Super Bowl. It looks almost like winning the Stanley Cup. It's almost like the mini Stanley Cup. It's almost the underground wrestling's version of the Stanley Cup there. Boy, look at that trophy. Look at how beautifully engraved it is. And you've even got a list of potential and future winners. And wow, that's as pretty as it gets here. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, Chase Wakefield definitely pulled out some of his Bitcoin there to pay for that. Wow. I
just figure a trophy would be a lot better than just a regular medal. So why not go for all the stops? Why not go all out?
Wow, the Medal of Honor. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Underground OG Darkrai, he put a wow and exclamation points, and I'm going to talk about him in a little while. I'm going to ask you about him, but boy, that's as pretty as it gets. Almost even looks like winning the Masters. I mean, for those, my buddy Steven Saperstein was playing golf today, and you ain't going to catch me playing golf, ladies and gentlemen, but he was playing golf, and he would want to compete for something like this. Boy, D'Angelo LaFlame, we know what was at stake when he last came on here, but I'm going with what the Underground OG had to say. It's now the Cup of Honor. That's why he's the Underground OG, and that is now the Cup of Honor. The man's a genius. You're a genius for buying this. And that's what we're going to call it, ladies and gentlemen. For those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, Sportswire Radio, Chase Wakefield at your wedding invitational, D'Angelo LaFlame will be competing for that Cup of Honor. It is the Holy Grail. It is the Holy Cup. It is. Yes, yes, and yes.
I figure, I always wanted to do a trophy, and I always thought trophies were way over my budget. But then I found this bad boy, and it fit well in budget, and I think it's going to be a lot cooler than giving the winner a medal.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine you win the Cup of Honor, and especially in the underground wrestling circuit, all of a sudden you lift Lord Chase's prize. They call Stanley Cup Lord Stanley's Cup. And can you imagine that? Just hoisting up the Lord Chase Wakefield's Cup and just having that to take home with you and to show that off to the companies, to the wrestlers that you compete against. I mean, this is what it's about here. I mean, there could be anybody out there. Listen, Chase Wakefield, this is even working out to your better. This is to your advantage, because now instead of Aaron Blaze, D'Angelo LaFlame one-on-one for a medal, and a medal's great. Kurt Angle, we know he won Olympic gold, but now to go out there and compete for a Cup of Honor, I mean, this is going to motivate almost anybody. And we have people here in this chat, people watching it, and who knows? Maybe they decide to show up. Maybe they decide to say, you know what? I want that. And I want to crack at D'Angelo LaFlame. D'Angelo LaFlame, he's been to upstate New York. He's been to Massachusetts. He's been to Iowa. He's been to Ohio. He's been everywhere, and he's in Texas right now. And now he's going to be flying into Pennsylvania. And that's going to motivate so many people that come on this platform. And Chase Wakefield, you are definitely a visionary, and I can see why. You are definitely, listen, they should be using you for presidential campaigns with the strategies that you are. Trust me, they should no longer employ me in the world of New York politics, because your strategies are just genius. I mean, you literally, forget about Karl Rove, forget about Mark Penn, forget about all these, Rahm Emanuel, forget about all these genius political strategies, Republican, Democrat. You have come up with something brilliant that we haven't seen in the underground. That is the Cup of Honor.
Yes, sir. And I'm really glad that I actually took the time, and unfortunately, medals cost too much on my budget. So I think this works out perfectly for everyone in this. And I seen in the chat that it was...
The guys are like, all of a sudden, hey, you know what? I want to participate. And I see guys like Torrance Banks, who was here a couple weeks ago. He called you out. Obviously respectfully, he's a big fan of yours, but he wants to be there. He has wanted to make it known to the world that his friends have been an expert in wrestling. All his friends at home have been traveling. Mickey Vargas in Texas, and he wants to show. Mickey Vargas is going to be at a show at Masada in a week or two. Torrance Banks desperately wants a crack. He wants to show the world what he can do. Colton Lee, listen, I don't want to be on his bad side. He's even saying turn this into the Stanley Cup. I mean, boy, everybody wants shots right now.
I will say that this I have heard the cries and the calls for Torrance Banks to be in the wedding.
He has been the most vocal, I gotta say, over the past year. And I'm not just saying it because he's from my state, but he, over the past, I would say 8 or 9 months, has been hell-bent on making it known to the world. He wants to be a part of a super show. He wants his shot. He's famously called out Ragdad in the past. He's famously called out guys like Anthony Steele, Gabe Sayers, and he's also called out you to be a part of your wedding invitational.
Oh, I've heard it loud and clear, and let me tell you, I wasn't planning to do this, but since Torrance is in the chat right now, I figure, why not? I have heard his calls, and I have heard how vocal he is, and me and Torrance have talked, and you will see Torrance Banks in the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational.
Whoa! I tell you, whoa, ladies and gentlemen, repeat that again. Make sure that we can hear that loud and clear, because I know Torrance Banks is here. I want to make sure.
Torrance Banks is no longer unwanted. He is wanted, and he will be at the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, Torrance Banks, I'll tell you what, I should be your manager, because congratulations, you're welcome. because now you are a part of the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. You don't say it ain't going to be no party if it ain't with the 516 and the 718. You name them all. It don't matter. 212, 917, 718. The Empire State. Nobody throws a party like the Empire State. Nobody throws a party like the big dog Torrance Banks. Just watch him on Twitch. Watch him on TikTok. And he's going to bring all of that energy to especially what he's going to be doing coming up at Yardcade in a matter of days and weeks. And he is now going to be a part of the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. You don't say. Congratulations to the big dog. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for everybody else. This is a man that has been crying out to the world in the underground circuit for months that he wants his shot, and he's got it. And Chase Wakefield, I can't wait to see what Torrance Banks does for sure. Definitely the 716 is going to be representing like they've never had before.
I definitely agree with that. And my goal was also to give a lot of people who haven't had this opportunity to get in a spotlight like this the chance to wrestle under this said spotlight. And I think Torrance is definitely one of those people that definitely deserves the opportunity, and he's, as you know, been the most vocal about it. And
oh my goodness, he has been. I've had him on, I don't know, 6-7 times in this calendar year, and he's wanted it, and I don't think it's been because he didn't get booked. I just think sometimes these things, it's whatever reasons, I can't speak on behalf of it, but he has certainly made it loud and clear that he wants to be somewhere, and he's going to be somewhere here in a matter of days. That's going to be your show, and I can't wait to see what the big dog has in store. I just cannot.
Yes, I'm really excited to see what he does, and I hope all these efforts that he has, I hope he really makes it worth it. I hope he proves to me that he definitely should not have been overshadowed and should have been the number one pick on this show. Instead of,
well, he's definitely from my state. He's one of my top picks alongside the rest of his brothers in the Unwanted. And I want to take care of some business first, which is promote the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. We're going to do that here on Instagram because that's the Instagram page of the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. And I wish I could make it too, unfortunately, but I'm downstate, and I actually have to get sadly, I should break it here for the audience. Chase Wakefield, I'm due for a root canal in a matter of days. Yeah, I'm due. My right side got it, now my left side. So any day now I'm due for a root canal. I'm not quite sure when your wedding is, but it could be by the end of the next week or the following week. I'm due for a root canal. So we might be out of action for a day or two. So
luckily it's at the end of the month.
All right, we'll see. I mean, I'm due for my my screening on Tuesday, so maybe we'll pray. Maybe we'll pray and I can delay it. But I'm really due for a root canal. You have no idea. On my left side, I literally can't eat on my left side, but I may try to make it. But I got a gift for you in a little while, though. But we do see this is here. I got a gift for you. But do give Chase a follow on Instagram. Bringing those subs up, bringing those followers up, and we'll take care of that. And there you go. But
I did say that we are kind of pausing the whole hype for this show. But
I gotta put your Instagram page up. People can follow you on Instagram.
I know where I know in that case, but I figure since we all know that the stepdads, Wade can't make it.
I did hear. I have heard, firsthand from Papa Bear because I know certainly Rad, and I know his stepson Connor Schaefer. I don't know if you heard of the stepson Connor Schaefer. Yes, he has a stepson. Long story, but yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got one.
It's real. The gimmicks are real.
They are, yeah. I mean, I talk to him like every week, and he, like you, is moving into a new setup. What a small world.
But again, unfortunately, Wade cannot make it, so Rad is still coming, and that begs the question: what will Rad do at the Wedding Invitational? Well, I can't say exactly who he's going to face, but if things all go to plan and there's no more changes, Rad Dad will be defending his GBYWN championship.
And it's funny that you bring this up because Rad Dad, you're getting him right before he's to go out and compete against Angel Santiago for the TF Crew YouTube Championship, which I'm going to be talking a lot about next Monday because Angel Santiago was going to be here, the Puerto Rican prince, and he's in action here tonight. And ironically enough, he's going to be in action against Rad Dad. What a small world. And you're going to have Rad Dad literally just the week before. He's going to be back in TF Crew, and he's going to be wrestling after what a long feud he and Angel Santiago have had. They're going to be competing for that TF Crew YouTube Championship. And we know what certainly Rad Dad has done in other places. He just won an invitation where he defeated Darius Carter, who's in the 150, the top 150 of the PWI 500. And you're having Rad Dad on your show. What a big deal that is.
Yes, sir. It definitely is a big deal. Not only because of how big Rad Dad has gone, but it's more or less my childhood nostalgia, seeing Rad Hazard in a ring on the same show that I'm on.
Crazy. I know it's crazy. And you're getting him. And you know what? He's been on such a big run. You know, I had him on, I think right after you had him on Memorial Day. And since then, we were talking about him getting this match against Darius Carter. He goes out there. What a great cause it was. It was for autism and just a number of different things that, you know, we really care about here on this platform. And he goes out there and finds a way to win that. He's now had all these different big matches. He's wrestling here this weekend. And the TF Crew show coming up. We're going to be talking a lot about that. I got a bunch of TF Crew guys coming on here. I got Angel Santiago is back for the first of his calendar year. I got a guy, Castor, really big-time up-and-coming talent. He's going to be on here that Friday. Gabe is on his way here before September 7th and that weekend. And just really, really exciting to see what's ahead here. And to get Rad Dad, you're getting him really – I think he's on the best run of his career right now.
I definitely agree with that, and why not do it on the best show that's going to be on YouTube, you know? And
I tell you what, I'm excited about. There's been a lot of great super shows, and this one, I mean, you're getting married and having a wrestling super show at the same time. I mean, I love them all. Best in the Yard. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. Summer Bash and, you know, Riot in the Ring, all these different shows. They're all great, but you're going to get married and do this at the same time. You're going to have Rad Dad apart. I'm really excited about that. You know, I gotta throw it out there, not to do anything, because again, we're gonna let everybody watch this on YouTube when it comes. But you know, Torrance Banks chat, you know, he has wanted a match with Rad. Now, obviously, it's Rad's championship, and we're gonna certainly let the public decide and on YouTube what they can watch and what they like, and you'll let us all figure it out. As it'll be a nice little surprise. But you know, Torrance Banks has wanted Rad. He called him out on this platform months ago. I mean, I'm not saying that should be the match, but the big dog, he's here, he's listening.
It's definitely a possibility. You know, like I said before, you never know who's going to step up and face, especially for such a championship with such lineage and history as the DBYWM World Championship. There's a reason why it's called a World Championship. It's been defended all over the world. And the thing is, I could even get Rad to come into the main event if I wanted to, because who would love to see that? Rad Hazard versus Matt DeMorris versus Chase Wakefield for the GBYWM Championship.
And you know, Rad, I gotta give him a shout out because he's obviously the Matt Pro Wrestling champion. He won the MPW championship, which he defeated Darius Carter for. He's wrestling a guy that I know very well. He wrestled him, Jack Martins, not too long ago. That's just up on YouTube, so you're gonna see that right now. And he's had all these, you know, his match with the Angel Santiago earlier in the year. I mean, it's, you know, banger after banger. He's also the UWC Tag Team Champions. You know, we know the run he had in GTS just now where he was the Intercontinental Champion. He had the Legacy YouTube Championship. I mean, he's really done so many great things, whether it's been in GTS, whether it's now in UWC or Matt Pro Wrestling. To get him here, it's definitely a great honor. And I see a lot of people here in the chat. I'll get to you in a few minutes. So bottom line is, listen, Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. We're going to see it when it airs. We'll air it probably in the next several weeks, maybe a couple months. And I'm assuming you have a place that will see it, right?
Yes, it will be on YouTube. It will be on the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational YouTube channel. I'll do better at kind of linking that YouTube channel.
I got your YouTube link in front of me, so don't worry. I'll take care of that in a minute. Yeah.
Our goal is filming it on August 30th. That'll be the big day. And I'm going to be getting Orvale and Boss the Sauce from BTW to commentate. Yeah. So it will take a little bit of time, but there will be a lot of transparency and openness when it comes to it. So when I know, you guys will know.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what I want to do first of all, because this is where you can watch it. I see my buddy Eddie Pizzo here. Maybe Eddie should be invited to the wedding because Eddie would probably be an interesting guy to bring there. But if you are here, do me a favor. Go hit the sub button for Chase Wakefield. You can see some of his content there. I'm going to make the hockey line transition and talk about some other things here in a minute. But that is his YouTube page. That's where you can watch what's ahead. You can certainly be also notified on some other stuff. And I see some guys there that I'm about to make an announcement for, because I see a Nikki Chooch, and I got a Nikki Chooch announcement here for Sportswire Radio. I got a big announcement for him coming up, but we'll do that on the other side of the comments. But that's his YouTube page. Do me a favor. If you're here right now, I see a bunch of people. Go hit the sub button for Chase Wakefield. Hit the sub button for his YouTube channel. And I promise you won't be disappointed, because the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational is going to be one of the most exciting things out there in the underground wrestling circuit. And who gets married and has a wrestling super show at the same time? Listen.
I know.
Very, right? Nobody's doing that. Listen, I just saw King's X and the Gramercy. I don't think the King's X guys would have got married and had a show like they had. So, yeah, and technically, I'm gonna leave the Nikki Chooch. I got a Nikki Chooch announcement, but I see people here, and I want to talk about another super show coming, which I'm really excited about. And I'm really glad, Chase, you're here, because I really want to talk about this one, because you're going to be in action for it. And it's one here, Best in the Yard, which is going to be airing in a matter of days. And spoiler alert, is going to be the winner. The winner of this and your match is going to be the Dawn's March. I'll explain when I put the poster up here. But I'm excited about this match because the Dawn's March is wrestling. The winner is the Dawn's March. The spoiler alert, it might not be you, but you got to talk about what we're expecting here at Best in the Yard.
Oh, man. Best in the Yard. Let's kind of give, for people that don't know what Best in the Yard is, give a little brief history. Best in the Yard was a super show that BTW, UWE, BEW, which was NUW back in the day, KVW, one of the biggest trampoline wrestling feds of all time.
That guy named Fuego del Sol, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he wants to be called KJ Orso now, but
I know, but I said the artist formerly known as Fuego del Sol.
Yes. But it was a super show to get all these federations together and build a community out of this and have true fun with it. And it's been going on, I believe it's been 10 years since the first Best in the Yard. And this show, not only as a fan and a wrestler, it's very special to me because I met a lot of my closest friends at Best in the Yard. I met Silas Walker at Best in the Yard. I believe I met Brandon Costelli as well at Best in the Yard. I met KJ Orso, Big Time Mike, a lot of guys I've always watched as a kid, as well as the guys from GBYWN. I met all these guys, and it really just became something special for all of us, and it became one of the biggest events for this community as a whole. So when Aaron Jones came with the idea of bringing back Best in the Yard, because I believe Best in the Yard 4 was kind of a rough, shaky thing when it comes to a lot of us, just like a lot of backstage stuff. But
it happens.
Whenever he originally said the idea, I was shocked that they even wanted to do Best in the Yard again. But I was really excited too, because I beat D'Lo Smith at my first ever Best in the Yard debut, and then I was part of that Battle Royale in Best in the Yard 5. And now at Best in the Yard 6, I'm actually on the main show, and I'm facing 3 of my brothers, basically. Silas Walker, even though we've had
Silas doesn't see the way things you do, and you had some history recently in DBW, which we spoke about at the end of last year. And Ace Christian, you certainly have some history with him very recently. You just wrestled him at the last VTW show, and Brandon Costelli, you just mentioned, and he's the the DBW champion. So quite a lineup there.
It's funny too because 2 of them are about my best men, and not best men, my groomsmen for the wedding. So it's kind of shaky there too. But this show means a whole lot to me.
If one of them beats you here, are they now going to be replaced? Because they're here right now.
Hell no, I'm good on that. We didn't discuss that in the contract.
All right, touche.
This weekend that we filmed Best in the Yard was a very difficult weekend for me. I'm gonna kind of pull back the curtain a little bit,
Okay.
I did get injured in this match twice, and
That's not,
I am still kind of feeling from the injury. By the time the wedding happens, I'll be 100%. But I did suffer a very badly strained knee, and my tailbone was fractured as well.
oof.
So it was just it really got to me mentally, and I just wasn't the same person after that match. So in one way, it's a very special event, but in another way, it's just something I wish I could have done better at, and really different things which could have happened in a different way.
Yeah,
I I'll tell you, literally the first move is when I got injured,
that's not good.
and I went through the whole match, and
But we haven't
um,
watched it yet, so I mean, for all of us' sakes, don't
yeah.
spoil it for us
Oh,
because
it's
that would be
no
fun.
spoilers, no spoilers, but it was just a really difficult weekend. But overall, the show itself is going to be phenomenal. I will
Yeah, I
say that.
spoke to a couple of guys. I spoke to Brandon off the air about it. I know Silas and I speak, from time to time. I spoke to this guy Nicky Chooch. I'll leave what I'm about to announce on the other side of the chat. But a lot of guys are really excited about the show, and I know some of the GBYWN guys that I speak with from time to time are really also looking forward to the show. So I'm really excited about it. I really think it's going to be it's a great thing to see, and I think the excitement and the enthusiasm, and I think some of the matches we're going to see here. I think it's really going to be a great event, and these are things that I think really, like you said, bring people together. And I think that, somebody reminded me of this, and I'm going to use it here, that wrestling is supposed to be about having fun. And this person said it to
Yes.
me. It's a simple thing. And I hadn't thought of it that way, but it clicks. And I think to see the spirit and to see what's going to happen here at Best in the Yard, what you're doing here with the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational, I think that's what we're going to really get a chance to see. And you guys in VTW, for the VTW YouTube page, I mean, massive following. The last show, people, thousands of people watching, and it's really great to see. Also, it's great to see you guys in a setup like this. I think that's
Yes.
what is in a treat for the fans, but also for you guys as wrestlers for your hard work that has paid off. And I'm excited not just about this match, but the entire card.
Yes, the entire card was phenomenal. I will say that, and it had been a really great show, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it. And as for the setup that we have down there, it's so nice. It's called the Hickory Metro Center,
Yeah,
and
it was about here before on the show for
yes,
sure.
and a lot of big names go to that Metro Center for like conventions, and actually the Hardy Boys actually wrestled there
I feel like
years
you
and years
mentioned that
ago.
before in a prior show. I feel like that's come up here.
Static versus Sean Phoenix was phenomenal in DBW, and this match, if it's as good as the DBW match, it's gonna tear the roof down
But that's a
100%.
reason why we have to tune into the VTW YouTube page, which I'm going to put that link up here in a minute for. That's exactly the reason why. Not only this, but the entire card. All you have to do, very simple, and VTW is almost at 5,000 subscribers. Like 5,000 subscribers. So all you have to do is go and hit that notification button. If you already got the notification button, you watch it when it occurs, and I'm very excited about it. You should be too. And here's the VTW YouTube page. And that's it. Simple as 1, 2, 3, and something brand new. And you're going to see something brand new with the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. Before that, Best in the Yard 6. And yeah, here it is at 6. And we're going to have some of the very best out there. I mean, Sean Phoenix and Ecstatic is going to be a great match. We saw that in DBW. I mean, we're going to see Sammy Nothing. I mean, Sammy Nothing was here not too long ago. I mean, that's going to be him and D-Lock. I mean, Sammy Nothing, you saw it firsthand. He's been on a very impressive run here over the past several months. He's a guy that goes out there and listen, he just does it and takes care of business. And you'll see other matches ahead. I'm sure you'll see many of them talked about on this platform. So do me a favor. Please hit the sub button for VTW in case you haven't. But since the VTW has so many subs, is more than likely you've subscribed to them. But nevertheless, still hit the sub button for VTW. And yeah, I'm excited about it. And, we'll pretend we never heard about your injury, but we'll certainly be watching the show. We'll be watching your match. And the winner is the Dawn's March, though. Spoiler alert.
Pretty much, yeah, I would say so. And before we continue off that, we used to have a Dawn's March triple threat years and years ago that never got aired. So having this fatal four way is kind of really nice to see, like that same vision that we had those years ago come to life and actually be on YouTube. Because the original match was me versus Silas versus Brandon, and this was before Ace Christian got involved with a lot of it. And now looking at current day and seeing this fatal four way, it's really cool to see this actually come to life.
And I'll tell you what I'm excited most about the match is we're here with the Bitcoin billionaire, Chase Wakefield. He's probably going to drop down in terms of his net worth after getting married here coming up. It'll be the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational Show. It'll be the biggest show you've seen in the underground. He's getting married and also hosting a wrestling super show at the same time. You can follow him on YouTube, Instagram. Also check him out from companies such as DBW, VTW, BCW showed up there as well. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music and wrestling matches. But, you know, what excites me most about this show, especially this match, is that I think all four of you are coming into your own right now. Silas Walker, the run he's had the past year, certainly in DBW. Now we've seen him here in VTW. Brandon, I mean, we saw the struggle it took for him to win the DBW World Championship, to get on top and everything he went through at Mr. Judgment and to keep that championship. And Ace Christian, I mean, a man that is a champion now in the Indies, the WDW, by the way, same company as Sean Phoenix. They've got history there. I mean, to see what he's done. I mean, I've seen him in IMF. I've seen what's going on there. I've seen Ace Christian everywhere talked about. Then I think you, with your own matches recently, I mean, you had almost, in a way, it's kind of back-to-back matches, although you were in the penitentiary match, but you had back-to-back matches with Aaron Blaze and Ace Christian. Spoiler, you were both in a match with somebody named Blaze. Get it? The Blaze, Ace Christian, Aaron Blaze. But I kind of think that this match, it's almost where you guys are almost coming into your own right now. Like, this is probably the best time to have a match like this, you know?
I definitely agree. I think all four of us have kind of built and done our own path when it comes to wrestling. And, you know, a lot of factions kind of, when they dissipate, they kind of still stick to the same path that they originally were on. But all four of us have went completely different directions. Silas Walker made the global championship one of the most relevant and top prizes.
He was champion for what, 260 some odd days
or
something like that?
And then you have Brandon Castelli, who's now the DBW World Champion, and having bangers with guys like Colin Graves and
Roland Havoc, Aaron Jones, by the way, your best friend.
Yes. And then you have Ace Christian, who is now the WDWA light heavyweight champion. And I actually got to see him win that live in person. And it's just really cool seeing all these different paths. And then you look at my path, where I'm just having fun on my way to go.
All over the place. Yeah, you've been out there. You've been out there, man. You've definitely you've explored your artistic self, and I'll let Mr. Walker get this one in because it was almost a year. 343. What did I say? 260. So obviously that's why I'm not a mathematician, but he would be one, and I'm not. But it's still, nevertheless, we're talking about a run of almost a year. I mean, look at what he did in DBW. He had match after match, and you may not agree with some of those tactics. A lot of people didn't. Stephen Gaynor certainly didn't, but he, I think, had the best run of his career. You certainly went on a different path. We mentioned Brandon. We mentioned Ace, and I think that's why it's going to be a classic. I mean, Copper Dragon will be out there, and I'll make sure he reviews the match, spoiler alert, and I'm sure he'll give it a 6.999, maybe even a 7-star, like CJ Black.
Maybe. I could start selling merch saying I'm a 7-star superstar too, I guess.
Well, if it's not copyrighted, I guess you could. I mean, that would be a good idea.
I gotta check the documents and the laws, see if there's any copyright in that.
Well, I could help you with partial part of the law, but yeah, That's the link here. You can see it on Instagram, VTW's Instagram page. And the winner is, like I stated, the Dawn's March. But 4 talents who I think are really coming into their own. And we better watch this match now because there's a very likely possibility that we may never get a chance to see all 4 of these guys in the ring at the same time. We know what Ace is doing in the Indies. Ace kind of addressed certain things in VTW at the last show before you came out and interrupted him. Brandon with what he's done, and you're all over the place, and you're about to be married. So who knows what your ring future is, because you're going to be married, and you're going to have to shell out some of those Bitcoin billions you got. But nevertheless, might be the right time to watch the match, and it might be the only time we get it. So please go out there and support the guys, and that's where it's going to take place. Best in the Yard on the VTW YouTube channel. And please support the guys. And let's get to the chat. I got a couple things I want to talk about with you further. I want to give you something. A lot of people want to get their 2 cents in, and let's do that right now. So let me give the opportunity to people. The Underground OG is here first. It is Mr. Darkron himself. And, you may or may not have heard the news that he is going on a farewell tour. And not quite, better not be like Ozzy having a farewell short, because Ozzy.
Oh, no. I do not.
Yeah, well, Ozzy croaked 17 days later, but the Underground OG is going on a farewell tour, maybe similar to a John Cena, and he's already announced it. The first stop on his farewell tour is going to be in a company that came on here this Thursday that we saw from the EWA. We had Hubie Jenkins, and Darkron's going to be stopping there, and his brother Matthew Forsaken. We know he's still a part of ROEW, but he wants to say hello. And Ohio, I don't know how far it is, but he already did take himself out of the running. Unfortunately, he can't show up to this show, but maybe you and Darkron could meet before Mr. Kron puts an end to
later this year, there's a possibility of me going to the IMF, so maybe you could stop on by as well.
No, he's closer by in ROEW and EWA too. I mean, if that's a little closer for you.
I mean, I can make it. You just got to figure out when it is, when you want to do it, Darkron.
Well, he did say that there are names he wants to wrestle, and I think he's here now, and you're probably on his list. You're probably on it, so, so there you go. I want to say hello to Abram Storm, the Thunderous One, and he's having a party for his big sister right now, so hope you're enjoying the party. And famously, Chase, there was a store that was called Having a Party here in Bay Ridge. It was on 5th Avenue and 84th Street. Never remember, as a kid, my mother would go in there when we would have kids' birthday parties, and we'd buy balloons and all the hats you'd put on, and it was literally having a party of a store, and he's having a party.
Oh, wow.
Think about those days, but I'm having a party with you right now. And speaking of people, Andrew Lovelace, so I know was on the card, and we'll certainly wish him. I know he's heading to another seminar here coming up, and he's got some gold. I understand.
He's always learning. He's always learning from everyone.
He's going to learn until he can't learn anymore. He reminds me of Doug Pinnick at King's X. Doug Pinnick is still doing a lot of that stuff, and King's X had a heck of a show. And thank you to the BLN, which I do owe an appearance to on Sportzwire. Zilla's here. And Zilla, by the way, you were so anticipated that Zilla wasn't even like third or second, even, or certainly first.
I know. That's crazy.
She was just fourth. That's it. Just fourth. Yeah.
Just fourth.
There you go.
Slipping up.
Well, because you were highly anticipated, and hello there, and I gave you some time, and the man himself, Mr. Torrance Banks, and we definitely here. The unwanted is no longer wanted. There you go. And speaking of people, you mentioned IMF, and I'll forget what I just heard you say about IMF. We're going places, but Ace, I know, has been there, and Ace, who you wrestled, has been having some problems with a guy coming on here Monday night, Felix Jones.
Felix Jones, man.
Wrestling. He is the PWF champion, and Felix Jones returns to Sportswire Radio Monday night. He was here not too long ago, and he had plenty to say when Anthony Steele was here, but he's decided before next weekend's big all-out warfare match, he's coming back to Sportswire Radio. He's going to get a few things off his chest, and I'm sure he'll talk about the man that you're wrestling and wrestled not too long ago, and the Blaze Ace Christian.
Oh, I'm excited to see if those two would go against each other. I'm pretty sure they probably will because of what happened when Ace came down last time.
Ace. Well, listen, that's up to Felix. Said he's past him. He's not even talking about him. Felix was here last week, and he was here on Sportswire before what we saw at the last show at One Night Stand, and didn't even want to talk about him. He was like, didn't have any interest.
It seemed like he had a lot of interest whenever he came in and costed.
Well, things change. I mean, things, obviously, maybe he felt the weather was different. Maybe he felt, I don't know, maybe he's in catering. He just saw something he didn't like. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I guess so.
But there you go. And you wrestled him. And certainly Felix Jones has his opinions. And I'll certainly be bringing that up. And Felix Jones will be here Monday night. So we're excited about that. We'll have a few days worth of IMF coverage. They've got their next show, and we're excited to talk about it. And please follow the IMF, and we'll put your match on the background here for a little while, hang out with it. Colton Lee, which another man is going to want his say, especially in that Cup of Honor, and he's going to be, let's say, all-out war if Colton Lee is at your wedding invitational, especially in the Cup of War match. Who knows? But he's here.
Good to see you, Colton Lee.
Well, that's a good way to approach it. There you go. Referring to the show itself and the strategy, which I agree with. Hello to Ox. Hello with the Heartless Sheriff, who has been making a lot of waves in DBW. And I hope DBW comes back soon because I want to talk a lot about DBW. And yeah, it was a great announcement, Chase. You were certainly a genius. And the Cup of Honor, I went with it earlier, and it is a gorgeous thing. And it was a great thing to say, and Holy Cup looks like a copy of the National Lacrosse Cup. I forgot about that.
I didn't think of it like that.
Well, I should have thought about Paul Rabel, who owns the league, right, with Vanessa Kirby, which I'll be thinking about at a different time in a different place. But that's okay. Go out and watch Fantastic Four, just like we're watching this fantastic match between Ace Christian and Chase Wakefield. Colton Lee had a good idea. Maybe it turns into a yearly thing like the Stanley Cup. Multiple wrestlers compete for the cup. It could be a playoff, a mini tournament, mini 4-way, 5-way match, Torrance Banks. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of it.
That could be possible. It could be.
These guys know better than me. That's why they're the wrestlers and I'm not. Darkron wanted to face D'Angelo, but unfortunately for this one, they couldn't make it. They've shared a locker room together in multiple places, and that would have been a good one. But maybe on the farewell tour, you and Mr. Darkron, the Underground OG, will square off somewhere. And Darkron liked the cup. The cup is pretty cool. Please follow the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational on Instagram. We'd really appreciate that. And yeah, unfortunately, I have to get a root canal, and I don't know when. If I get it maybe before the 30th, maybe we see. But I have a feeling it could be right around the 30th, so we'll see. But unfortunately, my left side of my mouth is like, I mean, I'm okay right now. I'm not in like pain, but we'll see on Tuesday. But I got something for you guys, though. So regardless, I have a gift because I give my guest gifts. Hello there. There you go. Your better half is here. Just want to make sure your better half is here, just so you know. And these are your final days as a bachelor, so you better make sure that you do nothing between now and 3 weeks from now. So just don't do what those who famously have done in these situations.
Oh no.
Good enough. Speaking of people, by the way, that I kind of feel like I should get this guy on my platform. A man that he's took some gold in DBW recently. This is a guy that he's done a number of different things, and he holds some big wins this year. And speaking of wins and speaking to people about Ace Christian, and this guy, Zachary Depew, and says, hopes you're feeling better, and maybe you'll see him in a few weeks. I don't know.
Thank you, Depew, and I am feeling better. I'm 100% physically, but I'm just saving up all my energy for this wedding show.
Well, good. You do that. My buddy Eddie Pizzo from Dually.com. Eddie wants to change the wrestling circuit. Now, if we can only get some of the wrestlers we spoke to go out there and go on his website, it's Dually.com. If you can duel it, we can duel it, or we can duel it, you can duel it. And basically, you go on there and you vote on your wrestlers and who you think wins and who did a better promo, whatever it is, and hit the sub button for Chase Wakefield on his YouTube page. And he's doing a hell of a job right now wrestling Ace Christian, the former VTW champion. Thank you for that, Eddie. This wedding show will be an event to behold.
Yes, it definitely will be.
I agree. I don't think there's anything more I can say but agree on that. I think it's a good time for me to mention it, but our VTW YouTube champion, Nikki Chooch, just so you know, He's returning to Sportswire Radio August 26th, 2 weeks from Tuesday. He's here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Chooch is here, and we haven't heard from him in about 7 months on Sportswire Radio, and he's got a lot to say. Probably going to talk about you. Probably going to talk about the wedding. Going to certainly talk about his return upcoming to VTW and whatever else the Chooch has to say. And you going to be going anywhere? Well, forget about it because you better tune in if the Chooch comes in here August 26th, 2 weeks from Tuesday, his long-awaited return to Sportswire Radio. Thought that'd be a great segue.
Definitely was. I'd say so. And
we'll get to some more comments. I got more announcements for you. And this has been building seemingly forever. Yeah, well, that's why you smartly said that you will watch it on YouTube and maybe we'll surprise you. And we'll do that. Yeah, there you go. You know, we see weddings all the time. We see it on TV. I mean, look what Lana and Bobby Lashley and Test and Stephanie McMahon. Yeah, that certainly turned out one. Boy, if maybe someone could turn back time for Test, rest his soul. But there's been plenty of weddings where they just don't work out, and Silas is putting some pressure there on you. Just saying.
It definitely is a lot of pressure, and it's not only just the fact that I am getting married. That's a lot of pressure already. But I had to face an absolute legend in this business. And it's like a lot of people call themselves legends in their own right, but Matt DeMorris is a legend.
Yeah, no, this is, and to get him here to wrestle, like he doesn't do this.
I remember when you had Rad Dad on last time, he was saying how big of a show this will be because of Matt DeMorris coming.
Yeah, he doesn't. I was talking to Sick Rick about this last week. He doesn't wrestle just like some guys like Sean Phoenix, who go out there to make a career for themselves, or Chris Carnage, or guys like that from the GBYWM. This is a guy, he picks and chooses his spots, which they aren't too often. So the fact that he's wrestling you is a very big deal.
It definitely is a huge honor that he wants to come in the first place. But to wrestle me is even a much bigger honor. And the stuff that we're gonna do, you've seen my work for how long, Tom? And
2 years. 2 years.
The potential of what me and him can do is gonna be absolutely insane.
I think what you've done recently too, by the way. I think your most recent matches since you've come back, Austin James.
I've been having some of my best work. I've been having some of my best matches on my way back, and I think it's definitely going to be one of those things you'll see on platforms like Pro Wrestling Foot Stomp. He's going to probably post a lot on that.
I know who Pro Wrestling Foot Stomp is. And,
me too.
Yeah, I know who he is very well. And we'll fill in the blanks if you watched prior shows on here. But, hit the sub button for VTW. And we're watching Ace Christian, the man who's been very impressive. And I want to put this comment up. As someone who was there for the very first Best in the Yard, it means the world to me that we are having one more 10 years later. And, I was speaking with somebody, random conversation. I'm on the subway. I'm on the train coming back to Lower Manhattan to get my way back here because Chase Wakefield, I couldn't make you wait. I had to tell my buddy Steven Saperstein, forget about dinner. I'll see you Monday. And the woman told me, I'm talking to this woman randomly on the train, just go out there and enjoy every moment. Make it all count. Make it last. In every moment, you never know when it'll strike again. And for you guys, that's why it's that more important and that much more important that we see this and we support what you guys are going to do here at Best in the Yard. And I can't wait to talk about it. And maybe I'll talk about it with Nicky Chooch when he's here in 2 weeks from now. Spoiler alert. So, there you go. So we'll take this off the screen for now. And, you did also have your own problem, which, by the way, I did mention to Aaron Blaze in that penitentiary match. He was lucky not to be in the penitentiary match, and we saw –
I did him a favor.
You did him a favor. And I said that on Sportswire. I did say that, and look at what he did. He was this close of winning that Anarchy Championship. He was this close. But
not close enough.
Close but no cigar, and I hope Aaron Blaze doesn't smoke cigars. But speaking to people that I know don't smoke cigars, but they may smoke something else, he hopes you have a quick recovery. And I think you kind of said you're on the way to recovery. So
thank you, Dog.
On the way. and hit the sub button for VTW. Hit the sub button for VTW. And do that there. Yes, please do that. And I have some weird comment on Twitch. Thank you very much. And Ace Christian is a hell of a talent. Yeah, I mean, Ace Christian, and you got to face him. And I think that's going to be exciting to see and what the future may be. I really can't wait to see what Ace Christian has to offer against you and Silas Walker and everybody else out there that's going to take place in VTW's hosting Best in the Yard. It's going to be a great show. I can't wait for everybody to see it. And I want to give Darkron a little plug because Darkron's new company, which came in, by the way, could be a place maybe we see new people show up to. And it's in Ohio, not too far here from some of you guys in places like Pennsylvania and Maryland. It's EWA and EWA Central. They got a big show coming up. It's One Day Melee next weekend. And they've got a bunch of different talents that we saw here. Carlos Jackson, DJ Storm, and Robert Scott, by the way, who I hear from Winking On, is coming on to Sportswire Radio next Thursday. And hit the sub button for the EWA. And it's Darkron's new home for the intermediate future. And they've got some wrestlers, and it's a ring that almost reminds me a little bit of ROEW, DBW, VTW, and all these other great companies in one. And Darkron's going to be a part of it. So go out there and support them. And speaking of people, I have to put this super chat up here, which is
we got super chat.
Very, let me take this off the screen. Very, very generous. I can't wait to see what Felix Jones will do to Ace Christian in the future. You know, that's a great segue because I have Felix Jones on Monday. Now, I'm going to talk to Felix. I like Felix. I like seeing Felix in the ring. And, you know, you just wrestled Ace Christian. You came up short against him. You're wrestling him again. Now, I know you've known him for a decade, but I think a lot of people are really excited to see what the Prince of Professional Wrestling is going to do to Ace Christian. What's your thoughts?
Man, I got to say, whenever I found out about Felix Jones, he reminded me a lot of what Ace Christian was back when he was still really young and wrestling.
That's what I've been saying. Boy, did you steal my notes?
It's almost like kind of like if Felix Jones continues this trajectory, he will be in kind of the same shoes as what Ace Christian is at right now, but a lot more younger, you know. And he's definitely someone that I would absolutely love to get in the ring with. There's a lot of people in the IMF that I would love to get in the ring with, like Ox.
You should wait. With your injury you just told us, you sure you could handle Ox McCoy? I mean, I like you. I really like you. Your beautiful other half is here watching this. You sure you want to go down that road, Ox McCoy? You sure?
Listen, I've been known as the unkillable years and years ago, and I wouldn't be afraid to go back.
Did you see what Kato went through with Ox McCoy, though? Did you see that?
Listen, I've seen it all, and I've been through some tough SOBs, and with Ox McCoy, he is definitely one of those generational hardcore talents out there in the underground scene. And if I was to go back to doing hardcore wrestling, I would have to go against someone like Ox McCoy.
No, but you see, he's went up against guys. Listen, we'll see what Sean Jovi went through against him earlier last year. We know what he and Omen Black did to each other. I'm not even bringing up Nicholas Crenson here with that. I just mentioned Kato. Kato, by the way, who I hope gets a speedy recovery. He's going to be back on Sportswire Radio very soon. I just spoke to Kato. Kato's like one of my all-time favorite people outside the ring, just like Ox McCoy. But look at what Ox did to all those guys. I really like you, but you sure you want to do that?
I mean, if the time and the place is correct, I'm down for anything, you know. And I've wrestled through broken collarbones. I've broken part of my foot before.
Yeah.
I've been through skewers. I've been through gusset plates. I've done some pretty hardcore stuff, and I feel like me and Ox would just go out there and kill it, you know.
Yeah, well, you know what? Felix Jones just did that to Ace Christian's chances of winning the RCW championship because the Prince of Professional Wrestling. I mean, this guy. I mean, clearly, he's learned from the very best and the likes of Ox McCoy and Omen Black, the IMF champion. And he certainly didn't learn from the likes of his daddy, Soldier GP, and his other daddy, Justin Parsley, because what he did to Ace Christian, well, Ace didn't come back home to you, Chase, and everybody else with some more gold. because what he's about to get is this to his chances of winning that RCW championship from Thomas McEntee and Felix Jones. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be mentioning that Monday night. You know I'm mentioning that, and yeah, there you go. That's all she wrote. And Ace Christian, yeah, he felt firsthand about Felix Jones, and I'm going to definitely be talking a lot about that, and I can't wait, my friend.
I absolutely can't wait to see what the outcome is when it comes to those two. I'm very
Felix
excited.
Jones, well, you know what? I think Felix Jones, he has nothing to prove to Ace Christian. He's the PWF champion. He doesn't have to prove anything with that. He's with the House of Wolves, and the Wolves are going to take care of business here in this all-out war match because, you know, Anthony Steele apologized to everybody, and Felix Jones is going to make Anthony Steele, and they're going to make him pay. So I think Felix Jones first is going to be focused on Anthony Steele. He's going to be focused on Il Drago. He's going to be focused on certainly Justin Parsley. And you know he's going to be focused on his daddy, Soldier GP.
Oh, man. I was just reading the comment section, and Ox is killing me here. But, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the real winner of whenever Felix Jones and Ace Christian meet head-to-head is going to be the fans.
You know what? That I agree with you on fully. I tell you what, that I agree with, and you need to hit the sub button for the IMF. And I'm very excited about Monday, and I'm very excited about Thursday because all of the gang is going to be here. But you know, I always go in threes. They always say things are in threes, right? And I go back, and I had Dave Jamieson on this platform for the first time last year, and I see you mentioned KBW. And we know Dave Jamieson wrestled this guy that used to be named Fuego del Sol, right? There's Dave Jamieson. Yes. Now we see Ace Christian, right? Ace Christian's moving up the ladder, WDWA, and, you know, we see him here in IMF. We know he's done in VTW. Everything he's done. He's been in other places, upstate New York. He's wrestled in the Indies. And then there's Ace Christian, right? And I think Felix Jones, whether it's 6 months from now, 9 months from now, I don't know the timetable. Somebody will correct me on that. And I think Felix Jones is that next guy in threes. And he just did a seminar with this guy, Chris Masters. Yeah, everybody's heard of him. So I kind of feel like it's in threes from what I've seen on the platform. So I really believe Felix is going to follow in those footsteps of Dave Jamieson, who's got gold in the USWA. Ace Christian, who's also got gold in the WDWA. And Felix Jones, who's going to have gold not just in the PWF, but certainly in elsewhere.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. And Felix Jones has unlimited potential when it comes to it. He just has to capitalize on it and keep going up and not get deterred or anything like that. Because once you have those thoughts, they'll start slowing you down. And in wrestling, that will really hurt you when it comes to just being a performer as a whole.
Well, Felix Jones knows what he's doing. The house is not, the cards aren't falling, and they're not crumbling. And we'll talk about all that here Monday night. And I'm very excited. And he is a hell of a talent. But Felix Jones shot him down. To quote AC/DC, he was shot down in flames to win that championship that he valued. The RCW won here on Nightstand. Thank you, Silas, for correcting me. Speaking of people, the headline Aaron Blaze, who you spoke about at the beginning of the show, wanted to say hello, my buddy Aaron Blaze. And he's I think he meant to say recovering. He meant to say recovering.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's when you're injured, you obviously have a hard time typing. Speaking of people, what a gentleman and a Rhodes Scholar, Sean Jovi. This guy was at the Packers game tonight. He was with some of the IMF brethren, his brothers in the foundation. In fact, I was speaking to him on Messenger on Facebook today, and he was saying, you know what time it is, Tom? 4 down, and he's here. He could be chatting right now when the Packers are playing. Well, what a gentleman Sean Jovi is.
He definitely is, and one of the sad things is that's one of the talents I've had to turn down for the wedding invitational. We were going to do a day 2, but with so many cancellations happening, we have too many people on day 1, but not enough people for a day 2 show. And unfortunately, Sean Joby was one of the guys that I had to decline, unfortunately. Another one was Anthony Steele. But I have told them that there will be stuff in the future that I will be doing. Not to spoil too much, but
don't do that on you, because you do know that you actually have a lot of people in the chat. So don't Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it.
But I told them that there will be stuff for them in the future. You just got to give me some time. And
Yeah, I mean, listen, things happen. I mean, that's life. I mean, unfortunately, these are things that happen. And Mr. Jovi wanted to remind me that the guys left Lambeau. Yeah, sorry about the outcome. The good news is it doesn't count. The good news is the game doesn't count. So hopefully you'll all be ready by next month. And we're doing great tonight. And I do want to recap, Sean Jovi. I'm due for a root canal soon. So for now, I'm doing good. But ask me when I get the root canal. I went through it before. It was okay. My wallet will be a little lighter, but hey, you know what? My bank account's going to be bigger than yours after your wedding. So,
yeah,
but
definitely.
people have big bank accounts. Yeah. Congrats on the wedding, Chase. Looking forward to seeing you all. Yeah, and I think Eddie's very excited. Let me give Eddie a plug. Eddie's always with me. Eddie is one of my biggest supporters. He's been one of my longtime friends. He's a former New Yorker who left the state because obviously, well, a lot of people leave New York, and especially New York City. But I'm going to forget about I mentioned that. But go to dually.com, dualthat.com if you want to see the future of social engagements. And maybe we'll see a Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational match stipulation or whoever else stipulations out there.
Possibly,
But,
possibly.
you never know. But Eddie's got some stuff out there you want to sponsor, you want to go out there and support. And he's got some new stuff. You want to be a creator, a judge, a sponsor, whatever it is. You can be the judge, jury, and the execution. And please support Eddie. He's been one of my very, very close confidants and supporters. And I have somebody here who's also my hall monitor and very, very close confidant.
You don't need to say that.
I gotta say hello to him. He's my hall monitor.
Oh,
And I spoke to
no.
him the other day because, there was this big brouhaha on Facebook with, Justin Parsley and James Taylor. I'm not getting into it. I'm staying as far away from that with a 10-foot pole. But my hall monitor wanted to remind me that he is going to be eventually back on Sportswire, but he's
That's
got
a
his.
shame.
No, I disagree with that. He is my hall monitor. He is one of my favorite talents, and he's in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else. Despite disagreements that one wrestler has with another wrestler, he is still one of my guys. And I was the guy. Everybody says, "Oh, I love Justin Parsley." Everybody says, "I want to watch Justin Parsley." I was the guy that brought him on first. I just want to remind people that I was the guy that said, no, I like this guy. There was a twinkle in our eyes. He spoke to me on a morning time, which I don't do mornings for nothing, Chase Wakefield. I'm either in bed or wanting to be dreaming of the stars because I'm not a star. King's X is the stars from last night. But I said, I make an exception for this man and what this man has done. He is here and I have to give him praise. And all glory to the man upstairs for him coming to this platform and being our whole monitor. But he didn't say hello to you, though, Bob. I just want to point that out. He said hello to Colton, but not to you. Just want to point
That's
that out.
unfortunate.
That's not true. And you wouldn't even let him have a match. You said you would invite him just to show up in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, he could still come, I guess, but he won't have anything on the wedding show.
But he's a DJ. He could DJ the whole show. He's a DJ. We could,
I thought of that, but Andrew Lovelace is also a DJ too. So I think
true. That's a good point.
I think I rather would have him than the hall monitor.
He works at a funeral home. No, I got it. He works at a funeral home now. You could have him as one of maybe instead of the pallbearers, maybe one of the ushers in the church. He's obviously
he works at a funeral. So is that where his career is at? Is that where his career is at? Like
career? He's one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions. He won the King of Palo. Forget about what happened with him and Felix for the PWF Championship and Summer Bash. He's on top. He's in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else on Sportswire Radio. That includes King's X. That includes Great White. That includes Mark Farner of Grand Funk Railroad. That includes Savio Vega. That includes all those big names. He's ahead of them on the food chain.
I mean, if you put it like that, those statistics are true. But the thing is, it's just
my only problem is he keeps getting haircuts. That's my only problem is he's getting haircuts.
I don't know. Like originally, I was a fan of the long hair, and then he started cutting it. He became more ugly. He became worse and worse.
I am not going to comment on another man's looks. Obviously, he has his reasons, and it's deceptive, and that's why he really does things his own way. He really has his way of doing things. I mean, just don't ask Ox McCoy about Justin Parsley because he hates him, and he sees Justin Parsley really as a sinner, and that's why Justin Parsley and Ox McCoy, don't put them in the same room.
You know, I might have to invite Ox McCoy to the wedding so I could put him in the same room as Justin Parsley.
That's a terrible idea for the health and well-being of my hall monitor.
That sounds like $1 million idea, let me tell you, or $1 billion idea.
Nah, I don't know about
you got
that.
me thinking now.
Well, we'll come back and get to some more comments. There's still a bunch of them here. Who else we got here? Yeah, we got a bunch of comments. Yeah. Thank you, Eddie and Chase Wakefield and Darkron. I like it. Yeah, I like that too.
I like that too.
Hello to Ox, and you aren't. Yeah, you got a few more days. Yeah, don't remind Janie.
My actual wedding is on the same day as this wedding invitational. It's the actual entertainment.
I think it's brilliant. Listen, my buddy Anthony Finkel, my shout out to him, was in my chat a few days ago, got married like at City Hall, like on a Friday. He came to my house Thursday night. Hey, you a notary? I'm like, yeah, I notarized his documents. All he did was get married at the City Hall. People, my mother last year got remarried. Don't ask me how I felt about it, but she got married down the block from my house. We had a big thing, and they didn't have a wrestling show at the same time. And people they do things for different reasons. But everybody seems to like your idea.
Dude, I lost him. Well, I guess it's my turn now. I guess I'm hosting this since he's not here. Geez, this is kind of a curveball.
No, you know what? That's me for bringing up the fact that you're a bachelor still, because obviously that was a mistake. But
I was about to host the show, not gonna lie.
I was quick on this one. It happened with Darkron and James Taylor, and I came in right away. So this time I got it. But
as we were saying before you left me, and I was taken by surprise.
And if you're hanging at the altar, Janie's not going to do that to you. Don't worry about it.
No. I will say there is not only in the underground community, but a lot of pro wrestlers that have been out in the scene are really interested in the show too. Guys like Donovan Dijak.
I know Donovan. He came up with Lyra Limber was on here a bunch of months ago.
Matt Cardona was another guy that thought it was a really cool idea. Doc Gallows was another guy that thought it was a really awesome idea.
By the way, Doc Gallows, shout out to him, was with Ace Christian a couple last month.
I got to see them. They're such nice people. Those Eric Young and
speaking of people that you got to invite, I got to bring him up. He's coming back to Sportswire right after Labor Day. Mr. V to the H, Van Hansen was back in DBW. Mr. Van Hansen.
He's going to be another guy that you'll see.
I bet, and I'm going to be talking to him September 2nd. He's back on Sportswire. He's here.
I don't know if he's going to be Brent Sabbath or Van Hansen or that Skyrim guy
I saw that on his YouTube page. Yeah, well,
I don't know who it is, but he'll be there.
Well, I can't wait, and I mean, a lot to talk about there, and I still got to give you something, and my moon rocks for another room though. My feet don't wanna. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Thank you for that. Chase, no matter what, I'll be around the wedding, even if it's doing he's going to be in action. He's not doing security duty. That's not.
He would be a good security guard.
Yeah, no, he'll be doing more than that. Hit the sub button for the EWA. Darkron's in the promotion, and maybe you'll see other people in there too. It would be phenomenal to see Felix Jones and Ace Christian. I'm going to ask Felix Jones about that, but I know Felix Jones is not going to be in any mood to talk about Ace Christian, but he'll certainly be in a foul mood to be talking about Justin Parsley, Soldier GP, and Anthony Steele, and he'll drag on. Don't say unkillable. See, I told you about that. Didn't I know you've been around Roland Havoc. I know you have been around Brandon Costelli. I know you have been around some big-time guys, Colin Graves, a lot of guys in DBW, but what he just did to Kato was something else. Just saying. Yeah, best wishes to Kato. Seriously, Kato is out of action for a little while. And please, everybody, give your thoughts and prayers on the controversial one, Kato, who controversially is injured, and we need to give him our love and support. Yeah, that was last year. I'm not going into the whole two dads things, but Felix Jones doesn't need the PWF champion, and there can't be no other way. Didn't mean any shot on there. He's the champion. Hit the sub button for the IMF, please. I appreciate the kind words, Ox. I really appreciate that. But give them to Chase Wakefield because he needs all the notifications he can get because he's getting married. Yeah. Yeah, for real, what you're doing in IMF. Yeah, I mean, what the guys are doing, I mean, the work that everybody's doing out there, and people are showing up in droves. Gabe Sayer showed up there, by the way. That's who you should.
Yes, he did.
You should now that I would say take it one step at a time. Wrestle Gabe Sayers first, then maybe you could have a match with maybe
I would
Oxford.
love to wrestle Gabe Sayers. He's definitely a guy that's been on
And Gabe is in
my bucket
Connecticut. I
list.
mean, Gabe travels. He was there in Iowa. He's been, and he's, by the way, he's very good friends with Rad. They've worked together in GTS.
Yes.
You know, listen, I'll bring Chase up when I'll bring you up when Mr. Sayers is here.
I would definitely love, because I would love to go to TF Crew at some point. That's definitely a place I would love to be at.
But TF Crew though they're like very selective. VTW, you guys are selective. Gabe Sayers is like selective on like another level. He does like one show like every 6 months. He's,
I'll send him a background check for him and send him all the needed paperwork.
Gabe Sayers is like the band, like the 80s bands that come on here that they call fly-in bands, meaning that they don't go on a bus and tour. They do like 2 shows a week or 2 shows every other week, and they fly in, meaning they play in front of like 4,000 people. They play with another band, and that's kind of what they do. Gabe Sayers is very selective in his shows, so everybody would like to go to TF Crew, but he don't run his shows often.
And I also have some history with Doc Holliday too, as well. So.
A man that ask Jake Dvorak about. No, don't, because Jake will be here Tuesday night, and he'll continue to talk about.
I love Doc Holliday. I met him at King of the Yard 2 at NUW, and he was such a nice dude.
But when you get in the ring with him, he's not so nice. Just saying, he's a TF Crew.
That's true.
Yeah, ask Jake Dvorak about it. Ask Jimmy Controversy about it. And but I got to give Jimmy Controversy a shout out. He gave me some praise, by the way, on Facebook. He wants Mickey Knuckles to speak with us here on Sportswire. Very nice. I know I have like 17 wrestlers that I'm friends with that know Mickey Knuckles, and we've talked about it here so many times. I can't put a gun to someone's head. I know it's Mickey Knuckles, but she has a book out, and if she'd like to come on Sportswire, I think that she would want to come here considering who's been on my platform. Let's see, Rhino, Savio Vega, Pitbull, Gary Wolf. Let's see. Oh, King's X last night was on Sportswire. Shout out to Alexander Ford, the band's manager, free ticket. Oh, Kicks, Great White, Grand Funk Railroad, Zebra. So if she wants to come on, she knows where to go.
And fun fact, give
me the Kicks.
Savio Vega just defeated Bill Bain, who was going to be
that.
on the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational.
I did see that. Yeah, and Savio Vega wrestled in the Bronx last year. Of all places, he did an indie show in the Bronx last year. We'd never have guessed it. Did a show in the Bronx. Yep. There you go. And see, there you go. The Juggler. By the way, speaking of Juggler reference, that's a Dave Jamieson reference, by the way. Dave Jamieson was there at the JCW show with Daniel Tafu. You should try to get him to one of these days. Yeah, sometimes people get invited and promoted on the poster, then get canceled and told they have nothing and inevitably have to take matters into their own hands.
I don't know what he meant by take matters into their own hands, but he can keep whining and complaining if he wants. I rather would have a guy like Torrance Banks than Justin Parsley.
I think that Justin Parsley is just saying he knows a lot about promoting. He once upon a time had his own backyard fed that he ran. By the way, all the IMF people that come on Sportswire, I wonder if they knew that, but yours truly, he knows, because who was the first one to bring Justin Parsley on Sportswire? Yours truly. And you're not down with the Clown Ox? Yeah, well, Justin Parsley on his circle. By the way, let me give Justin Parsley my hall monitor. I want to give him a little.
Oh, no.
I'm doing it because I got to give something for you, but I want to give my hall monitor a little plug. Even though his YouTube channel, his most recent roast, his Circle of Jerks, is certainly a little more rated NC-17 compared to Sportswire. But do hit a sub button for this man, because he has a YouTube channel. He's got some content on there from way back in the day. And you can see some of that content. You can see some other things he's did, like his most recent Circle of Jerks episode. And you can do that there very nicely. Hit the sub button for him. He's at 109 subscribers. Can we get him 1 subscriber? Chase Wakefield's not going to do it because he's not happy with him. But get him to 110 subs. And
I'll block his YouTube channel, but that's about it.
Can you do that? Can you do that?
I think you can block the comments. Whoever
I'm not
comments.
blocking his comment. He's my hall monitor. How can I do that? Then he's gonna take me off the platform, and then he'll want to host Sportswire, and you won't ever come back. So I have to let him comment. But do me a favor, hit the sub button for Justin Parsley. We'll appreciate him very much, and some people will appreciate that here. But who else we got? We got a few more comments, and yeah. Since Carnival of Carnage, whoop whoop. Yep, we said hello. We said hello. We said hello. You're gonna see Chase. You don't want me to come. By the time I'm done, you'll know I've already come. Yeah, that's some strong words. Hello to Justin Parsley. He liked me saying good things about him for a change. And he doesn't want you to invite Ox McCoy because they have some beef, in their home promotion. Just saying. And
it sounds like a good idea to me. Again, Ox there. I'll probably call Sammy Nothing and get.
I tell you what, Sammy Nothing. By the way, he's impressed me. Whenever DBW returns, Sammy Nothing is certainly put his own foot stamp or foot stomp, you might want to say, pro wrestling foot stomp on that World Extreme Championship there. Just saying.
He definitely has been so impressive. He's definitely the reason, like, they call him the king of the ultra violent and the king of the World Extreme division. And he's definitely made that claim and proved why he should be called king.
Look at what he did in retaining his title in a penitentiary match. How about that? And look at you were in it. Look at the competitors that were in that match.
I'm so glad I didn't get hit by that guitar, even though I brought it.
Well, you know what? Good thing is that it wasn't a guitar from what we saw last night with Ty Tabor and Doug Pinnick, who had a 12-string bass. Just saying, by the way, you wouldn't want to get hit with that. Yeah. I mean, the guy was 75 years old and playing a 12-string bass. Yeah, kids don't tread the dome. Hit the sub button for DBW, though. But I got a few more comments. Hello. Okay. I think that's somebody from IMF. Maybe somebody knows. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hi, Mac. There you go. Okay, somebody. It is IMF related. Yeah, hope you're doing good. Hit the sub button for Justin Parsley. And speaking of Princess Jade, who's going to be here? I know Monday night when Felix Jones comes here, the roof's going to blow off here. But she's a big Justin Parsley fan, which you are not. She's a big Justin Parsley fan.
That is unfortunate, but
don't say that. She'll come after you. You don't want to do that. You don't want to say that on here on Sportswire. You really shouldn't say that on here. Just saying. You say, I got a few more things to say with you, but do me a favor, hit the sub button for my old YouTube channel. We're here now. We got a lot of people here tonight, so you did bring out the views. I appreciate you very much for doing that. But hit the sub button for us, and you can see some of my old content. I plugged you here on my old page, and I plugged you on here, some old content, and you can see me without the mutton chops on there. I was reviewing movies and other things in my John Wick days, but we're certainly like John Wick, moving around in a matter of time. But hit the sub button there, and Jade will be there. And why do I care about Chase Wakefield more than anyone else? Yeah, why does he care? I guess that's his question to you, good sir.
It seems like he's obsessed, honestly.
He's not.
And he's the one that's comment. If I look at the leaderboards, who's in the leaderboard? Ox is number one right now.
Kron had a lot of comments. So did Zilla. No, we had a lot of comments tonight. And he's leaving, which I'm sad to hear.
I guess so.
I hope he comes back. And she was upset. Chase, just stay tuned. What do you want? Why don't I host your bachelor party? Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, are you? Well, don't say. You know what? You're here. Don't spoil the plans. You shouldn't be hosting a bachelor party. If you're getting married, Janie's here. Do not talk about a bachelor party. No, if I were you, I haven't been married. I'm the last person to talk about things like that. But I would certainly not tell anybody and plan. By all means, do not plan a bachelor party.
We already did something where we went to see the the Summer of Loud tour with like Beartooth and
by the way, we're not. We should, no. Please don't leave. No, please don't leave. We appreciate you being on here. We love everybody from the IMF, and I think this is definitely somebody that we've seen on here before. So please stay on the chat, and I hope to see you here more often. Thank you.
It's crazy that Justin Parsley was just talking about all this smack, saying that he doesn't want to, that I don't want him to be there. It'd be the worst thing if he came there. Yeah. And now he's begging in the chat that he wants to be there. Like,
he didn't beg. He said
looks like it.
No, he didn't beg.
He wants to earn a spot. He wants to earn a spot. And
He's saying why don't, but he's offering if you host a bachelor party. He's not saying anything that is that begging. I don't see begging. He's just saying
it seems like it.
And to be fair, doesn't his track record earn him a spot? He's again King of Palo this year, PWF champion for a year, IMF tag team champion, one half of another promotion. He was one half of their tag team champions. Longest reigning. I mean, man's done a lot in his career.
If it was anyone other than Justin Parsley with those accolades, then I would consider it. But since it is Justin Parsley, I can't allow him to come at all.
No, I don't know, but maybe she would like to go. Maybe Kayla would like to go. Maybe she would like to go and she would like to visit. I mean, maybe she would like to show up and be a part of the wedding. I mean, we would love to see, give us some on-site wear of new knowledge. I mean, maybe she'll show up.
Possibly. I mean, if she can make it, she could definitely come. I mean,
I'm not sure where you are distance-wise from the event, but if you'd like to show up, we'd love to have you here in the comments anytime. Please don't leave. No limits. Yeah, we see people there. Justin Parsley does have his supporters. You can't deny that he does have a fan base. He brings the views. He's another one who brings the views.
I guess he does, but again, it's just who he is, and the way that he's been approaching at wanting to come to the show is just. I don't let beggars come on onto any show.
That was a great Skid Row song, which was called "Beggars Day," and it was from the album "Slave to the Grind." And that's another band that's may come onto the platform. I'll leave that at that. Yes, I know we got a couple more minutes with you. I have to give you something. I've been waiting the whole night. You had so many comments here. I feel like I didn't even get a chance to talk with half of what I wanted to, but I know that everyone's going to give you gifts. I know that you have put so much into this event, and I have to give you because I don't give anybody here on Sportswire not just anything. I want to make sure that this counts. I know you and your better half put so much into this event, which is why I have put the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You don't quite have as many Hall of Fame inductions as Justin Parsley, but the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational will go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And congratulations. And this is my gift to you and your better half. And I know that this event is going to mean a lot to a lot of people. And I wanted to put it in the Hall of Fame because to me it does have a meaning because really so much of it on here was promoted. I mean, throughout the entire year, we spoke about it, and I'm almost a little bit heartbroken that we're not going to talk about this wedding invitational anymore because the next time we're going to talk about it is when the thing airs. You know, almost breaking my heart there. So
I know it's been a long journey, I'll say, and I think this definitely is a good climax to what me and you, Tom, have done so far to promote this. And If it wasn't for you, I don't think half the people would even know this would be happening, And,
I don't know about. I mean,
every time I come on and type in "good evening" to show my support, you always gotta plug the show, and I really appreciate it.
No, I have an affinity for you. I really, you're one of my favorites in the ring. I love watching you work. Your work is phenomenal. You're a phenomenal talent. You work with obviously Austin James, Silas Walker, some of the things you've done. Something with Aaron Blaze recently, Ace Christian. I mean, you're obviously a fantastic talent outside the ring. You've done a lot to bring people together. I think Best in the Yard. I was really, really excited to talk about that DBW. I mean, DBW's, hit its stride, and I can't wait for DBW to come back. And, VTW. And, I like to go out and support those that, and that's what we're about. We're bringing people together. And I really think this event is a great one. And, Janie should get all the thanks, by the way, because she's the one that agreed to this. But speaking of people that also know certainly Ablaze, and they know Ace Christian, I got to give him a plug because he's, by the way, in Western. Did you meet him, by the way? He was at the show. Did you meet Blaze the Bingo Hole? But if you've met him,
I don't think I've actually fully met him, but I've seen him at the crowds and stuff. And
he goes to the W. He's like, what? There's a lot of people that do podcasts, and like they're into it. I don't want to go out and everybody has reasons to why they do things, but he's one of the legitimate people that like does his show, and he does it for like reasons where he knows his stuff. And he's got a podcast and he interviewed Ace Christian. It's a little different style for me because we got the intros here. It feels like I'm at a King's X show here, but he's got a great podcast. He interviews a lot of different pro wrestlers. He interviewed Just Incredible. He interviewed a lot of GCW talents. He's from West Virginia, where the WDWA takes place. His dad was a wrestler. And I would really appreciate if guys and gals give him a chance and hit a sub button for him. And he watches Ace Christian. He's legitimately like, he showed me proof of the tickets that he bought. He's a really cool dude. He understands the wrestling, but he's a big supporter. And I want to give him a little shout out. He's a really great guy. His son loves wrestling. He's taking his son to the shows. What a nice guy. What a nice.
He's definitely. I've heard a lot of great stories about him, and I would love to get on his show at some point.
You should get on his show. So that way, like, you can go and do his show, and you could say, you know what? Yeah, I should do his show instead. This guy's more professional. We don't got to have intros here. We don't got to have the long mutton chops, the obnoxious hair. You can go do his show. More professional. He'll do better reels. I mean, you're doing him, and he knows Ace Christian. You could share war stories, and
it'd be awesome.
Do his show more because you don't want to. This is Justin Parsley TV here. You don't want to come on here much longer. We got Justin Parsley channel here where we all talk about the Justin Parsley network, and you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, but yeah, I've heard a lot of great stories about Blaze Bingo Hall, and I would love to get on a show with him. I would love to talk anything that he wants. And I'm just down for it, I had a great time when I was with Comatose doing his show.
Yeah.
And I do got to get on Smackyard if that's still a thing.
That's a great question. I owe Anthony Arias an appearance on Sportswire, but I wouldn't know. I just know that there's one platform that has stood the test of time. And
yes, and that's you. And that's Sportswire Radio.
Yeah, I've stood the test of time. I really wish all of them the best. Comatose is here at Wednesday, by the way. I wish Smackyard the best. I wish Comatose is the best. There's the throwdown with Matt Guy, the old dude that does it. I wish everybody nothing but the best, but there's only one platform that's had Rhino and had King's X, and you're looking at him. But thank you. But Blaze is very good. But legitimately though, Blaze is very good. He's like one of the few ones I sit down and I listen to. So please support him. He's a great guy. He's a really great guy. I have a few more comments before I get to closing notes. We'll give you the physical copy when we're done here. But Zilla wants to say, feels like this is the part where they send me the link to come on the cast and thank me. But I don't want to upset you any further. I would do that. Man. I think Monday, maybe that's when Mr. Parsley might want to show up, but I don't want to anger you for. I want to see your wedding take place. I don't want to do that to you and yours. I mean, I could do that, but I don't want to do that to you. I really appreciate your support and friendship the last 2 years, and I want to keep you as a friend, and I want to keep Mr. Parsley as my hall monitor. But I mean, I would do that to you, but I feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. You really won't come back on my. I could do that, but this is my idea, which is true. And hey, Blaze. Chase got into the Hall of Fame, and he's about to bring me onto the stream to thank me for my help. I mean, it sounds like he's inviting himself. I mean, almost sounds like
the hall monitor after all.
It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to see him. I mean,
hey, if Justin Parsley wants to be on and wants to get some kind of his platform.
Training. He's the hall monitor. I mean, I gotta say.
I mean, if he wants his 15 seconds of relevancy, he can have it if he wants.
If Mr. Parsley wants, he's in the chat. Give me a nod, give me a sign, and I'll throw him a link before we go. Just let me know. And he wants to be there. And see, she, as you can tell, she's a big Justin Parsley fan. Big Justin Parsley fan. Like big Justin Parsley fan. Like.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I disagree with that. I don't see. I'm not knocking any wrestlers anymore. I'm not in the business. I love everybody. We're not doing that on here. Justin really wants to go to the. I think he's got that. That was a great Kick song, by the way. Kicks has this song called. That was a great Kick song, by the way. And thank you. And yes, he's a good dude. And if Mr. Parsley wants a link, I will send him a link. We'll end on that because I know you're a busy man. You got to get up in the morning. You got a lot on your plate. Janie wants you to get the heck off Sportzwire. You spend too much time away from her. You need to get ready to,
she would love to hear that.
Wedding, where you had to go out there and do the dishes or whatever it is the married life is. Janie wants you to go help out with that. I understand the niche. I have no responsibilities, and I get people to pay like maids to help me out. Well, not really quite, but we get the idea. But if Mr. Parsley, I'm sending Mr. Parsley a link because if he really wants it, I sent him the link. So if he wants it, we're gonna end the show with Mr. Parsley because he's almost kind of brought this on to us tonight. Hope this won't be a circle of jerks like episode to end. We don't want that, but I sent him the link. But while we do that, do you have anything else you want to promote?
That's a good question.
We talk DBW. Eventually, we'll see. Best in the Yard is going to be on the VTW YouTube channel. We have the Fatal 4-Way match with that. We have
Best in the Yard. We got DBW coming soon. We got possibly BCW in the future. Might go back.
You wrestled Maxwell. Yes, you had Matt. You wrestled Maxwell on the trampoline. You were back on that. What a War. That was a passing of the torch match almost.
Yeah, I'll give it a little funny story since if we're waiting for the whole monitor.
He saw the link. Yeah, he saw it. He saw the link.
So when I came up to BCW, I helped them out. I taught them a few things. But then I asked Maxwell Reeves to give me a chop. Okay. And I was like, just lay it on me. I want to feel you out. I want to see how you chop. He chopped a pretty good chop. And I'm like, all right, now it's my turn. And I was like, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot. Uh-oh. And he's like, oh, I'm ready. And I gave it to him. And he's like, dude, that was one of the hardest chops I ever felt in my whole life.
Are you on TikTok? That's like, you see the Robert Pearson had a post on TikTok about chops. Did you see that on TikTok? That reminds me of that same instance, dude.
I was like, I told you, like, all the stuff that I felt in like the West Virginia indie scene, it's some of the
my God.
They're some of the hardest hitters around this area.
I get them on. I have like the WVW, which is the other side of the state, and I get Dax Preacher on. I know Pav Novak. I'm sure you heard of Pav Novak.
Yeah.
We talked about him in previous shows. He's a good buddy of mine.
Me and Pav talked a whole lot. He was the one that actually tried to get me into Express, I think it was, before all that controversy happened.
That was Timothy Titan. He was LAW.
LAW.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about, let's not bring things up, Express Wrestling. Don't just, whatever you do, don't bring it up. Just like, don't bring it up. Just
it was eventually going to happen, but with everything that like transpired, I just came at the wrong time. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's like, man, I'm kind of glad I'm where I'm at right now because I'm in a community that isn't toxic or full of drama and stuff like that, and it's just very lucky to have stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I really think what we've tried to do is to get back to the basics. We're trying to move away from that, and I think people have been excited, and I think we've had some great. I was really heartened to see Hubie Jenkins come on a new company, EWA. We had Rex Wrestling last week, Seth Maverick. So we've had some new people coming in. Obviously, the BCW guys, Maxwell Reeves, Tsunami. But we're signing. The man is here, and I'm letting him speak because he's my hall monitor. And I forgot the last time he was even on this platform. And he's really here. And that is the man, the myth, the legend. And this is not a Circle of Jerks episode. I just want to remind people, but I'm letting him speak to you directly, sir, Chase Wakefield.
Wakefield.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh my!
I heard.
It's good to see you. That's your line. Go ahead. That's what you say to me.
Well, I forgot what you look like. It's been a hot skip. I see you on IMF TV, but I forgot what you look like here in front of me.
It's just been changing. I've been evolving, Tom. Evolving all the time. I'm just becoming a new man every day.
You really do. You really know just how to be a chameleon. I told you that the other day. And what do you want to say to this man?
I actually came on so he could give me my flowers for helping him.
Wait a minute. So you're here.
Because remember, that's what I was offering this whole time. If you remember, I offered to come on the
You know
stream.
what? I figured it out. So you are a clever man, Mr. Parsley. You are certainly, obviously, I see the name, but Mr. Wakefield, I think what Mr. Parsley wants right now is he wants you formally on Sportswire, which would be the first to formally extend a personal invite to him to the wedding. I think that's what he's been waiting for the better part of it. He wants to personally get an invite and also an invite to a match. I think that's what Mr. Parsley would like.
Okay. So, Justin, I guess it's good to see you. And you said you wanted an invite, correct? You wanted that precious invite.
I'm here for the invite. That's right.
You know what? Justin Parsley, you are uninvited to the wedding.
Whoa!
Have a good night.
Like totally.
Whoa! He just walked off and said, "Mr. Parsley, Mr. Parsley."
He uninvited me to the wedding completely.
I got your back on this one. That was to me uncalled. We love Chase Wakefield, but I would. That's not gentlemanlike. Here we are. We just spoke about everybody bringing together the community and all these great things, these positive vibes. Mr. Parsley, I want to say I apologize. I apologize to you. I apologize what we just witnessed on Sportswire Radio here. I apologize that Chase Wakefield, who this was supposed to be the biggest thing, we were supposed to recap this, just uninvited you to his wedding. Sir, I have to say I deeply regret what you just went through here, and I am so sorry, Mr. Parsley. I am very sorry. Very sorry.
I'm still processing it, Tom. Was I uninvited to the wedding as a whole? You think?
The whole thing. I mean, this would be. I mean, this certainly
like not just the beginning or like
not
even the matches,
maybe party, not even the beginning, the intermission. Do they do those things? The after party, the closing, the wrestling show. I mean, he literally said you were uninvited. I mean, listen, what do I know about weddings? But I've never heard anything like this before. And he just did this here after a year of promoting this show. A year.
He put me on the show, Tom. He put me on the poster. I used to be at the front.
I know.
And it was fine. It's fine that he moved me to the back. I understand. He's got his little whatever. But this is totally uncalled for. I didn't do anything to get uninvited to the wedding. I'm going to the wedding, Tom. I'm going to the wedding. I'm going to the wedding, Tom.
I'll let you run.
You want to come with me?
I don't know if you heard at the beginning, I have to get a root canal soon.
All right.
I have to get a root. Sadly enough, I don't know if it'll be.
You'll see me there.
Oh, you wait a minute.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll let you
right
run,
now.
Mr. Parsley. You know what? Thank you, Mr. Parsley, for being here. I'll let you run. So you're saying you're gonna be there? Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you, Mr. Justin Parsley. Thank you, everybody. I think we've got the point. Justin Parsley has said, despite being uninvited to the Chase Wakefield wedding, that he's showing up anyway, and who knows what that means. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. I think your voice, figuratively and literally, with all music and wrestling matters. And if you're here on Sportswire Radio, I'll be back here not once but twice tomorrow because I'm getting a root canal soon. I pretty much should get everybody on here before then. But we've got the establishment here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then the Controversy King, Wyatt Black, sometime between 10 and 10:30, and then Monday night, Felix Jones, the Prince of Professional Wrestling, and Jake Dvorak's here Tuesday night. But please support Chase Wakefield. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And thank you, Ox McCoy, for the very, very generous super chat there. And I hope to see Felix Jones wrestle Ace Christian. And I'll ask Felix Jones about it. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On to number one, Global Radio, the Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Thank you.